Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the last video of 2018, and on the 1st January of 2019 we're going to celebrate 1 year of the channel, and we'd like to thank you guys so much for the support throughout the year. We really hope that our videos helped you in some way, either checking out some products or deciding whether to buy or not, or demonstrating any products that you are interested into. So thank you so much for watching it. Thank you so much for supporting us. And as usual, if you're not a subscriber yet, we have a lot more videos coming in 2019, and don't miss it. Hit the subscribe button right now and keep supporting us, guys. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you guys for sure in 2019. Today, I want to talk to you about this antenna right here. I received this antenna 2 weeks ago, and last week I took it for a flight and some tests and comparison, and today we are here to demonstrate to you this big ass triple feed patch antenna here. Okay, so when you buy this antenna, mine came in this box, which is pretty cool, and it comes with the RPSMA male connection here. It comes with an adapter in case you need to, you're gonna plug in SMA female, so you can use the adapter. And then it came also with the terminator included, which is pretty cool because it makes it ready to use. So I don't have to buy this extra part from Banggood or Gearbest or whatever. It already comes in the set, which is pretty good. And well, it is really big. If you have a look here, let me just show you the size of this antenna. It's like, I mean, this is the usual diamond MOA patch antenna, and this is the triple feed patch. It's like, comparison is like, wow, it's kind of scary. Like, it's really big. Anyways, what I did is I compared these two antennas. I took it for flight and made a little comparison to see whether I do get a better reception with this antenna compared to this one, which is already good. The MOA antenna is pretty good, but this hobby is all about testing and trying new things and having fun with it. So I got this big antenna right here, and I give it a shot, which I'll demonstrate to you in a bit. Just before we do that, well, let's check how heavy this antenna actually is. Okay, it's on 0, and then with the connection, the plug, it's about 70 grams. Wow. As you can see, let me try it again just so you can see. Okay, cool. We are at 68, 67, 68 grams. 68 grams. So as you can see, like any other antenna, there are some pros and cons. Obviously, you get a much better range with this antenna because the size of the antenna itself already helps with the reception in general. But one of the things I want to talk about this antenna is actually the weight. I fly with the MOA Commanders, and I was using this antenna in my Commanders, and I definitely could feel the weight of the antenna pulling the goggles down to the side a bit, which is quite uncomfortable, to be honest. So when talking about pros and cons, the pros, obviously, you get a much better range and solid, clear picture, especially if you're flying quads, with whip antennas, and the reception is so much better compared to other antennas. But the weight of the antenna in the goggles, it makes it a little bit uncomfortable. So I will demonstrate to you the footage, the comparison I did with both antennas, that MOA and the triple feed, and I will let you decide. But if you ask my opinion about buying or not this antenna, I would say it's really up to you whether you want to compromise the comfort of flying with a lighter antenna, so you can have a better range, or you rather have an okay range, not bad, it's just okay, it's also clear, but it's obviously it's not the same. But you have to ask yourself whether you are willing to to deal with the weight of the antenna on the goggles and have a better picture, or you rather just fly with any patch antenna or maybe a lighter antenna and don't have that much of a clear picture in the goggles overall. So you really have to ask yourself what you want. For me, in my case, I don't really fly long range much because in the city that I live, there's a lot of buildings. There's not much open fields to fly long range. So I may or may not fly this antenna often. Most likely I will fly when I fly these guys here, whip antennas, which I fly 3-4 packs and that's it. I'm done with it. But when I'm flying the big guys, the 5-inch quads with pagoda antennas and cloverleaf antennas, I may not fly this antenna after all because it is uncomfortable for me. Although the range and the picture is pretty clear. Now, anyways, let's have a look into the footage and see how it looks. Alright guys, as you can see on the left side of the screen I'm flying the triple feed antenna, and on the right side of the screen I'm flying the diamond MOA antenna, and this is the leader 130 which I'm flying, and I fly with a 200 milliwatts VTX and whip antenna as well. So what I was trying to do is I was flying behind the obstacles. I was sitting at the other side of the field, and I was going behind the trees and trying to pushing my range to see whether I get a lot more noise with one of the antennas. And obviously with the triple feed antenna I was getting a little better range, less noise, was easier to fly, easier to see things in the goggles, and overall was a little bit better compared to the MOA diamond antenna. Okay, in this next video, I'm flying, the UR UAV 65, and it's a whoop, and it also carries a whip antenna. And I was pretty much doing the same thing, flying, behind obstacles and in between the trees, and seeing whether I get a better picture overall compared to the diamond antenna. And somehow I do get a better picture even when I was flying, in the middle of the field, behind the trees, and it's just a little bit better, compared to the MOA antenna in general. So I was pretty satisfied with the results, but then again, I definitely could feel the weight of the antenna in the goggles, which is quite a little bit stubborn for me, but okay, it's still flyable. Okay, in this next example, I wasn't comparing with the diamond antenna. I was really just flying the triple feed antenna. And this is a 5-inch quad carrying a pagoda antenna at the back. And I was really just pushing my range and to see, how far I could go before I couldn't fly anymore. Now, before, you comment about the noise in the video, I have to admit that this is a very old quad. It's almost 2 years quad, and I already have had issues with VTX noise and stuff like that. I already have a cat and all, so that is definitely the quad, is not the antenna. But anyways, it's the old quad. I used to test stuff, and if I have to land, hard land, or crash, or anything happens to the quad, then it's really not a big deal for me because it's an old quad. But it just flies really nice, and it still flies well, and there's no reason why I wouldn't fly this quad. So as I see, I was going really far. Like, this is about 300 to 400 meters from where I was, which is it's quite a distance for me, and it's still able to fly, get a good clear picture. So I was pretty satisfied with the antenna. But then again, I definitely can feel the weight of the antenna, in the goggles. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again, next year. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it right now. And see you guys next year. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all the best. Enjoy yourself, happy flying, and see you next time.